I think we're live. Let me make sure. Because you never know. You never know if you're live on the internet. Gotta be careful. Those algorithms are watching you. The bots are out. The AI's out. Just playing. What's up, y'all? Hi. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Have you ever woke up and it's just, you tell yourself, some stuff just starts rolling and you're like, oh my gosh, it's one of those mornings. It's one of those days. Had that this morning. You know what? I stopped myself. I was like, don't be telling yourself that story, Heather Parody. Girl. No. Back it up. Reset. And today's going to be an awesome day. Because sometimes we tell ourselves things and we believe ourselves. And sometimes we don't need to believe ourselves, right? Our emotions are such a gift from God, right? But also they can roll away with us and take us where they want to go. So everybody can hear me. Drop a yes, Heather, we can hear you. You're figuring out this Wirecast. You're learning, girl. Let me know. Because you never know. While I'm waiting on that, guess what time it is? It's time for an awesome quote from our Rise and Grind planner. You can grab one at glenlundy.com. And at the very top, these are quotes submitted by you, by people in the community. Oh, somebody mentioned me in a comment. Oh, you can hear me loud and clear. See? Tiny improvements every day. It's all we're responsible for. Friday, if you're like, what's going on? Friday, I'm learning this new program called Wirecast, and Friday y'all couldn't hear me at all for like 5 minutes. I'm doing this. But I was giving my passion, y'all. I was giving my heart to y'all, and y'all couldn't even hear me. Yesterday, you couldn't hear the music. But today, we're going to roll seamlessly. Amen. Quote for the day was contributed by Roby Cyphers. I don't know how Glenn reads this. Like, you can't even tell he's reading it. I always put the book like up to my face and I'm looking at it like this. I might need glasses. Y'all think I need glasses? I might. But Roby said in this, it says, the prince and the pauper have the same 24 hours in each day. The prince and the pauper have the same 24 hours in each day. So, I'm not going to lie to you. When I read that quote, I was like, yeah, but you don't know why the pauper's the pauper. You don't know why the prince is the prince. There's more sometimes to this story than what we see. And it's so easy. I get what the quote's saying. I get it. We all have this 24 hours in a day. Sometimes we give ourselves excuses. Like I was giving myself an excuse this morning saying, Heather, it's one of those days. And then I had to back it up. But sometimes the context around somebody's world and life is really, really important to consider as we become empathetic, heart-centered leaders in this world. So actually, I'm really glad this was the quote today. Well, tell me, first of all, you know your girl can be kind of off. Sometimes I read things that other people don't read. Perspective is an interesting thing. So drop in the comments when you hear this quote. In Clubhouse, y'all, listen, I was in Clubhouse yesterday. It was my first time in years since I've been in Clubhouse. And y'all got a chat over there. Now that I know it, oh shoot, it's on. But drop in the comments when you hear the prince and the pauper have the same 24 hours in each day. How does that sit with you? What's your translation of that? Listen, y'all, it's Taco Tuesday. I have a survey for you that's really on my heart. It's bothering me. I've got to get y'all's help with something. We got some jokes up. We're going to see the Titanic. We're going to hear from a good friend of mine, and we're going to go to the nursing home. All in 30 minutes right here on hashtag Rise and Grind.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind, the #1 morning show in the world filled with motivation, education, and inspiration. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Club, the club designed to help you unlock your full potential. Each episode is filled with celebrity interviews, inspiring conversations, and the strategies you need to get ahead in your career and your life. So grab your pen and turn up the volume because it's time to rise and grind.
Woo! Are y'all awake? Are you woke after that? Good morning, friends. July 11th, 2023. And as our great friend Glenn Lundy says, this is the last time it'll ever be July 11th, 2023. So we're going to make the very best of this awesome, incredible day. Did I do that right? Did I say that right? Did that come out right? Y'all know we all have it memorized. You know you mouth it right after he says it. You know he's doing a good job when we all are there with him. We're like, that's right. Last time. Now you might be thinking, where in the world is Glenn Lundy? What's going on? I had somebody yesterday in Clubhouse in all caps. Where is Glenn? Listen, I know. He is on Sabbath week. Friends, this is Sabbath week. What is Sabbath week? Well, most people take a Sabbath. But Glenn Lundy, he trusts the Lord and he listens to what God is telling him. And God told him, he said, Glenn, I want you to take a full week off every 8th week. So on every 8th week, not only you, but your whole company is going to take a full week of rest to reconnect with your family, to reconnect with God, and we're going to pay you. Glenn is paying everybody off, which is so cool. So y'all just wish him like just a lot of rest and, just he deserves it, right? And the coolest part, I don't know if this picture doesn't make you smile. When I saw it, it just made me smile so much. This is him and his wife, Leslie, and they are just away for a few days. Just them. Not all the children. Can you imagine? He says it's been years since they've been able to do that. So awesome. So I'm here all week. I'm Heather Parody. You've probably seen me in a lot of segments. I was originally a guest on this show, and you just can't get rid of me because that's what happens. And you know what else you can't get rid of? Taco Tuesday. That's right. You thought just because Glenn wasn't here, we weren't going to acknowledge the meat, the cheese, the tomatoes, the lettuce. That's right. If you do not observe Taco Tuesday, today we're going to be talking about not labeling people and not putting judgments on people, but this is hard for me not to judge you a little. When somebody's like, I don't do tacos, I'm like, you don't do life? Huh? What's up with that? So happy Taco Tuesday. I personally eat them every single day. Drop an emoji, taco emoji, if you eat them every Tuesday religiously. And if you don't, just don't drop me an emoji because I don't want to know about it. All right, couple of quick announcements. First of all, we got Hope Cards coming up this weekend. This is IRL. The cool kids say, the youngins say IRL now. It means in real life. We're going to be doing this in real life. I don't care where you're at, where you live. What you can do to join us is pick a day. It can be July 14th, 15th, or 16th. And it could just even be an hour in between that time period. And we're just asking that you buy some cool cards or make some cards. Yeah, greeting cards. People say, have a great day, and a little sunshine, a little cute joke, maybe a taco on the card. Grab some cards, get your kids to make them, and you're just randomly going to go give them to people and acknowledge them. Sometimes people just want to be seen. They just want to be acknowledged. They just need that extra moment of presence. So your card don't even have to be fancy. I'll take pictures of mine. Y'all will probably laugh at me. I hope I don't make people's day worse by the cards I'm going to give them. But just a simple acknowledgement, because it's not about the cards. It's about the presence. So your local barista, your postman, your next door neighbor, whoever just God puts on your heart, we're just going to ask you to take a moment, give them a card, acknowledge them, wish them a great day, and that's it. That's it. Hope Cards 2023. Coming to a theater near you. Who's on Threads? Anybody on Threads? Let me know. I need to follow you. I asked on Threads yesterday. Well, here's the real story. I asked Brian, who's my husband. He listened to the show yesterday, and I said, hey, what's something that I could do better on? I like his feedback. Obviously, getting the sound right would probably be up there. But you know what he said? He said, you should tell a joke. So I'm going to do that. And when it's bad, I want you to blame Brian. Y'all can just let him know. But I actually asked on Threads, hey, who has a good joke for me? We had Andy here that says, why can't you trust atoms? Because they make up everything. You're welcome. Mariv sent this. Where do bad rainbows go? Prism. They get a light sentence. It gives them time to reflect. You're welcome. Signing out. That's it for today. Hey, do you have a terrible joke? Let me know in the comments. Might feature you tomorrow. Just need to do a joke of the day. I think that needs to be a thing. Man, I'm already almost halfway through this and we haven't even gotten to anything serious. Listen, our theme this week is that moment when. That moment when. I know you guys don't know me very well. I'm going to get to know you hopefully through some of these really personal stories of mine. I'm sharing 4 moments with you in my life that were very small, that shifted something in me and changed something in me. A, because I want to get to know you better. But also B, I think sometimes God speaks in these little whispers, like, pew, 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 pew. Hey, go here, do this, listen, pay attention, right? I'm looking for big shiny objects, and God's like, right here in this moment, in a second. And then more and more and more we can pay attention to those moments, the more and more and more we can see God. Do y'all feel that? Or is it just me? I mean, look at a freaking flower, y'all. Look at a dang flower. Tell me you don't see the Lord. Getting upset. All right. This time for the best time of the show. And your girl's going to get this right. Are you ready for me to get this right? Let me hear this. Tell me. Because it's time to dance. It's time for some music. Can you hear me? Can you hear the music? I need some booty shaking emojis, if you can. If you're new around here, this is the part of the show where I say good morning to you. Glenn says good morning to you. And we say good morning to each other. Oh, you can hear me. See? Wirecast Pro, y'all. Wirecast Pro. This is also part of the show where you're going to share this out, get some more people up in this room. Because this is a good room to be in. You know why? Because you're in here. And you were freaking awesome. That's right. Let's see what we have here. We have Tisha. That's it. We have Rodney. I almost said we had Glenn, but that's me. I'm signed in as Glenn right now. Natasha, Russell Hill. We got Youngin in the house. Oh my goodness! While y'all are dropping, let me just drop some moves real quick. Hold on. My daughter does the dab. That's right. Let me see over here on Clubhouse. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I know we have Christina TM, Pastor Jeff, David, Mary Lynn, Renee, Justin, Mary Kim, Andy, Victoria, River, Kim. Are y'all moving? Are you shaking? Are you dancing? Are you saying good morning to each other right now? I'll tell you what, these people in these DMs, kind of sound country, these people in these DMs, but for real, listen. Some of the best, most kind, generous people. I saw a status the other day that said, you know, not a lot of good people in this world, blah, blah. And I'm like, you need to meet new people. You need to come over to this morning show. Some incredible, incredible folks. Vicki Everett, good to have you. We have Vicki Smith. Goodness. Rich, good to have you. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? It's 5:45 a.m. Some of you crazy folks are up right now at like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just going to set the intention. Today's going to be an awesome day. Amen. Hallelujah. Now listen, I got a friend I want to introduce you to. This is my good friend Nathan Todd. He's one of the best humans I know, and he's going to share part of his story with you. Y'all ready?
Here's the interesting thing about judgment. You and I, we're doing it all the time. You're making a judgment about me right now as you watch me on your phone. And you know what's interesting? The moment I would get up and move from my desk, you would make a completely new set of judgments about me because I have cerebral palsy and I walk way different than probably anybody has seen. Now, what does this have to do with judgment? See, my whole life, my parents had taught me to do everything that I can, know that I need to navigate the world, and they're not always going to be there. And I experienced limited judgment throughout my childhood. I'd done everything. I checked off all the boxes, and I graduated from college, and I was ready to attack the world. Now, fast forward a year after that, I'm probably the loneliest I'd ever been, and I spent most of that year just laid up on a couch. Not because I didn't want to be out doing things, because I was trying to get a job and the world was punching me in the face saying, hey, you've got a disability. You're not supposed to have a job. So I just remember this one interview. I wanted a job so badly because a job, it proves value to me, to the world. And when you have a disability, getting a job is extremely challenging. And it's because the moment I walked into that interview, I could tell that the person sitting across the desk from me was like, what the hell am I going to do with this guy? How much is this going to cost me to have this guy employed? And I knew within minutes of sitting down for an interview that this was a waste of both of our times. My friend, I wanted a job so badly, and I wanted just to get the foot in the door that I rolled into a job interview one time, and I had a cast on my leg, and I was rolling up with a walker. Now, just imagine the judgments that you have just from that visual alone. But let me tell you, the one thing I knew was I was going to show up because I wanted that job so badly. But when you have a disability, you're always that book and you're always being judged. But hey, it's not just a disability thing. It's a human thing. My friend, I want you to know that I see you, I hear you, and I love you. And you are far more than any label that anybody has put on you. There's a heart beating under there, and I want you to see your heart beyond the label.
That moment when, I'm going to tell you a story I'm not proud of, but it's a true story. And it was a huge point in my life where something shifted. Okay. When I was in my early 20s, no, I wasn't. That's a lie. I was in high school at this point. I was in high school, aka homeschool high school. You know what that is. You at home. I would volunteer at my local nursing home. Oh, that's a lie again. They didn't know I was coming. I didn't go through the regular volunteer process. I just decided I wanted to go talk to old people, and I just rolled up in there. Did you know you could do that? I'm not saying you should. Y'all don't sue me. But I did. Teenager, would go to my local nursing home, and I would just sit and chat with the old folks there. And before you go thinking, oh, ain't she sweet? What a sweet old girl to go there, sitting there, talk to her elders. The truth was, I was super, super lonely, and it was a really good companionship for me too. I actually built friendships there. It's crazy to think now. I was thinking about it last night, how I'm sure a lot of them are passed away at this point. But I would go and just walk through the hallway, right? Walk through the hallway, and I'd peek in the door, and I'd see something like this. I'd see someone sitting there, usually in a wheelchair, or they'd be laying in their bed, and I would go introduce myself and just sit there and ask them about their day. They were always pretty interested about mine, and it was a good little gig. I enjoyed it. Try it out. But there was this one time, that one moment, where I was walking down the hall. It's about my time to leave. I'm peeking in the doors because you always had some new folks coming in. By the way, did you know the kind of drama that's at nursing homes? Like everybody's like, oh, those sweet old people. No, like they have some crazy drama and it's fun. Somebody's cheating on somebody else. Somebody said something to somebody else. Got the newcomers in. Everybody's wondering who the newcomer is. It's so much fun. So I'm rolling through the nursing home, looking who I'm going to chat with next. And I saw this door open, and there was a man laying on his bed, and his body was a little bit shriveled up, kind of almost in a curl. Like he was kind of almost in a fetal position. And he looked at his hands, and his hands were very stiff and almost in a claw, like they were stuck in that position. And he had a machine next to him. And his eyes were open, but he was looking off, and it was like he was almost unconscious. So I stood there, and I'm like, oh. He can't communicate. He doesn't look like he's really there. And I walk off. Just walk off. I'm like, well, who's next? And I'll tell you what, you talk about, have you ever had God like stop you? You know, when you're like a teenager and your mama's like, get ya blessed blankety blank and turn around and you go say hi to that person. I know God said it a lot nicer than that, but it was stern. It was like, back it on up, Heather. You better go in that room and talk to that man. So I go in there, I sit down, and I just start telling him about my day. I was really big into plants at the time. I know it's so dirty. I was like, all these plants I had watered, and about my sister, and the weather. And I was like, I know y'all can't believe that. Y'all can't believe me just sitting there yapping at somebody, right? He never responded. He never looked up. And in my heart, in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, he probably can't hear me, right? So I say goodbye to him and start to walk away. So in the door frame, swear this happened. I heard, thank you. Thank you. That moment when he spoke. Thank you, God, for that experience. Thank you for that moment of judgment on my end. Because here's the deal. We all have prejudices. When people say they don't, I used to say I didn't until I really started thinking and realizing all these small micro things throughout the day that I place judgment on without understanding the pauper and the prince, right? Oh, this person has it going on. This person doesn't. This person has good standards and morals. This person doesn't. Oh, this person can understand me because they physically look like they can understand me. This one doesn't. This person has a disability. They can't lift weights. They can't do that. This person's fully bodied. They can. All these judgments we place on people without fully taking the time to be present with them and understanding their experience. And I'm imperfect at it. I still do it every day, right? That's why stories are so important, like Nathan's, because they open us up to another world, another experience other than our own. I got one more video clip to show you. I know this is heavy, y'all. I know this is a lot. But this is the coolest thing about this community is we can laugh together, but we can also be honest about the things we need to grow in. When is a moment in your life, maybe misplaced judgment on someone or someone did that to you? Also, too, realizing that the judgments people place on you has nothing to do with you, right? I have one more thing to show you. Then I have something to lighten up the mood a little bit. We're going to get out of here.
There was a rich couple who was throwing a big New Year party at their house. So they went shopping at the market where everything was of high cost and fixed price. They wanted to maintain their level of standard, so they didn't mind paying for it. After purchasing all they needed, they called a porter to carry out everything and drop at their home. The porter who came was of an old age, not very healthy looking. His clothes were torn, looked as if he wasn't even able to meet his daily needs. They asked the porter about the charges for delivering their goods at their home. The old porter quoted just a $20. are well below the market rate for delivering goods at couple's home in his cart. Yet the couple argued and bargained with the porter and finally settled for $15. The porter was struggling to make even one time's meal, so he needed anything he can earn. The couple was very happy, thinking how well they bargained with the poor porter and paid him $15 in advance, and left after giving the porter their address for delivery. They reached their home. An hour passed, 2 hours passed, but the porter still hadn't delivered their stuff. The wife started to get angry at her husband. I always tell you not to trust such person, still you never listen to me. Such person who is not even able to earn to feed himself for one time in a day, you handed him everything we purchased for our big party? I'm sure instead of delivering at our home, he must have disappeared with everything. We must immediately go back to the market to inquire and then to the police station to file a complaint against him. They both left towards the market. On their way near the market, they saw another porter. They stopped him to inquire about the old porter and noticed that he was carrying their stuff in his cart. The angry wife asked him, "Where is that old thief? This is our stuff and he's supposed to deliver it. It seems you poor thieves are stealing our stuff and going to sell it." The porter replied, "Madam, please calm down. The poor old man was sick since the last month. He wasn't able to earn enough to even have a single meal of the day. He was on the way to deliver your stuff, but he who was hungry, sick, couldn't gather the strength to go any further in this heat of the noon. He fell down, and while handing me $15, his last words were, 'I had taken an advance for the delivery. You take this and please deliver to this address.' Madam, he was hungry, he was poor, but he was an honest man. I was just on the way to complete old man's last delivery at your home," the porter said. Upon hearing this, the husband had tears in his eyes, but the wife felt so ashamed. She had no courage to see up in her husband's eyes. Moral: honesty has no class. Respect everyone regardless of their financial and social status. It's always a good deed to give the one who deserves.
All right, y'all. You know what? Today, God help me. Please open my eyes and my heart to the people around me a little bit more, to be more empathetic and kind. And I think, too, it can start with us being honest and sharing our own stories, right? Because stories change perspective. Stories change our perspective. Y'all tweet that out. Listen, I hope you joined us for Hope Cards this weekend. The rest of this week, we're still going to be talking about that moment when we have an incredible, oh my gosh, guest this Friday. Y'all love guests. Do you love when we bring guests on the show? Make sure you show up for that. But before you roll out of here, I got 2 very, very important things before we go. Okay, 3. I'm lying to you. I'm like that pastor that says I only got 1 more point. You know they're not telling the truth. 3 more points. First of all, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up every morning. Thank you for being so generous and kind and like literally the best community ever. Number 2, help me settle a debate. That was a switch, wasn't it? Help me settle a debate. Yesterday I was walking with my family and we ran across in Clubhouse. I really need you to click over and weigh in on this because this is important. We walked over this new thing on the ground. And I said, "Oh, there's a new bump in the road." And my husband said, "No, that's a hump in the road." And then it began. Look at him. He's Googling over there. Now, Google said that this is technically a hump because it's wider than a bump in the road. But you can't trust what you read on the internet. I still say this is a bump in the road. So y'all holler at me. Drop a hump or a bump in the road just so I can come back with something. And if you agree with him, then we'll just forget that this happened. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here. That's it. Happy Taco Tuesday.
You're not so far away. I saw you not so long ago. Was it just yesterday? Got that old feeling that I know. all be alright. The sun will arise. The sun will arise. The sun will arise. A sea of messages overtaking what I